So welcome to our very first live class here in Yoga with Robin Joy. I intend to host these once a month, and there's no need to attend live. There will be a replay, which you are watching right now. And I would love if you could attend live. There is currently a poll in the community chat where you can let me know what time and what day is best for you to attend a live class online. We'll do this once a month. And of course, you can practice with me weekly on Saturday mornings on the Insight Timer app. So we're going to begin let's begin seated. So coming to a comfortable seat, cross-legged or otherwise, you can bring your hands onto or into your lap. Soften through your shoulders. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. We'll take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out through your mouth. And let's land here, ready for practice. So bringing some awareness to your breath. Just notice how your breath is flowing today. Notice how your body feels. Notice your energy and your mood. This is your starting point. You could now set an intention for how you'd like to feel as you roll up your mat today. What are you cultivating here on the mat? Focus, relaxation, ease, whatever that is, just be intentional about it. And then as you move through the practice, you can make choices that align with that intention. Good. And softly open your eyes. Now we're going to come on to all fours, and we're going to be doing a lot of work on the knees today. So if you happen to have a blanket, toss that underneath your knees for some extra padding. So starting here on all fours, we're going to take the knees nice and wide, toes together, drop hips back toward your heels and bring your forehead down to the ground. Now, if you find that this is hard on the knees, you can bring your knees closer together, tuck your toes under, and then just bring your forearms around. And that might feel a little bit better for you. Of course, you can just stay on hands and knees. Nice deep breath. Good, let's walk hands off the mat over toward the right. Good, coming to center. Let's walk hands off the mat now over to the left. Coming back to center. Lifting your hips up, bring your knees in closer together, and then walk your hands forward. Sink your chest down toward the ground, forehead down toward the ground, hips lift up. Let your chest feel heavy. Let your armpits feel heavy here. Now we're going to weave the left arm under the right. Bring your left shoulder, left side of your head down to the ground. A little bit of a twist here. Back to center. And let's weave the right arm Underneath, same thing, other side. Excellent. Let's come up onto all fours now. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, coming into a cat-cow as we inhale. Drop through your belly. Draw your chest forward. Lift your gaze as you exhale. Round your spine. Soften your neck. Drop your gaze between your knees, back and forth between both. Good. After your next exhale, inhale into a neutral spine. We're going to step back with the right foot. Gently press into your hands, opening up through the back of that right leg. And then slowly lower your right knee down toward the ground. Keep pressing into your foot and feel here a little stretch through the sole of your foot. Lift your knee, lift your foot, and then bring your knee in toward your chest. We're going to step that right foot up to the top of your mat. Here, if you'd like, you can take blocks on either side of your leg for some support. We're going to let the hips sink down here, and then let your weight shift back. And then we're going to sink down again, heavy through the pelvis. And then this time, as you let your weight shift back, lift your toes up toward the sky. Press through your heel, press through the mound of the big toe, pull back through pinky toe, and then lift your tailbone or press your hips back in space. Good. Come forward. Let's sink down again. And then one last time, shifting hips back, toes to the sky, opening up the back of that right leg. Come forward into your lunge. Let your hips sink. Bring your right hand onto your thigh. Reach your left hand up toward the sky and lean over toward the right. Coming up through center, take your hands down onto your blocks, and we'll take that right knee back. And then bring the left foot. No, let's not do that. Let's step the blocks aside and come onto all fours. We're going to step back with the left foot. Ah, gotta love live. Hey, I can't edit that out. So pressing into your heel. Pressing into your hands. I mean, I guess I could edit it out since there's no one here, but it's good to see that we all make mistakes, right? Good. Now, nice and slow, lower that knee down toward the ground. And here, hopefully feeling a little bit of stretch through the sole of your left foot. Good. Picking that foot up again. Here we go. We'll lift the leg, bring the knee in toward your chest. Let's step forward. Here again, you can use your blocks and let your hips sink, sink, sink down. We're going to shift the weight back and then come forward, sink your hips, and then shift your weight back this time. Really focusing on pressing through the heel, pressing through the mound of the big toe, pulling back through pinky toe, and then pulling your hips backward, lifting your tailbone. Whatever action helps you to emphasize that sensation of stretch down the back of your left leg, sinking your hips forward again. And now shift your hips back, press through your heel, press through the mound of your big toe. Draw back through your hips. Good, let's sink forward and bring your left hand onto your thigh. Reach your right hand up toward the sky and lean over toward the left. Come back up to center. Let's take hands down onto your blocks. Bring your knee back. And then we'll set the blocks aside. Hands on the ground. Shift your hips back, coming into your variation of child's pose. Walk your hands back now toward your knees and inhale, bring yourself all the way up onto your knees, palms touch overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands through heart center and down to the ground and walk forward, coming into a hands and knees plank. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Press your pubic bone into the floor, lift your chest, little baby cobra, and then push into your hands, come back into a child's pose. So a kneeling sun salutation. Let's walk hands back again toward your knees. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bring your hands down through heart center. Walk forward and lower to your belly. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, child's pose. Last one. Walking your hands back. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bringing your hands through heart center. Walk your hands forward. Lower to your belly. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, landing in child's pose. Inhale, bring yourself up onto all fours. Exhale, let's prepare here. Now inhale, reach back with your right foot. Exhale, bring your knee in toward your chest and step your right foot to the top of your mat. We're going to pivot on the left knee, windmill up and over, coming into a kneeling warrior two. Let's exhale, sink the hips down, and then come out of that. And then sinking down, and then out. And sinking down, let's hold. Deep breath here. Left hand comes down to your thigh. Turn your right palm up towards the sky. Reach up. And then inhale back into our kneeling warrior two. Right forearm on your thigh, left arm up alongside your ear, palm down. Coming into a kneeling extended side angle pose. Good. Coming upright here, we're going to straighten the right leg and then let your right hand slide down your right leg and we're going to lean over. So you can spin your right inner thigh up toward the sky. Press your left hip over and really reach out through your fingertips. You might lift your gaze into your armpit. Good, let's bring hands down onto the ground. And we're gonna walk hands toward the center of the long end of your mat. Turn your right toes forward. ground through your left hand. Inhale, reach your right hand up toward the sky. And then exhale, weave that right arm behind the left, reach to the wall behind you. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, reach back. And then inhale, up. Exhale, reach back. And bring your hand down onto the ground. Now we're going to turn toward the left. So coming to the back of your mat, and you can bring both knees down to the ground. We'll come into a child's pose. Deep breath in here. Long, slow exhale. Coming up onto all fours. Inhale, reach back with your left foot. Exhale, bring your knee in toward your chest, stepping your left foot forward. We're going to windmill the right arm up and over, coming into our kneeling warrior two. Exhale, sink into this, and then back out. And then sinking in and backing out slightly. And then once again, let's sink in and hold. Nice deep breath here. Right hand comes down onto your thigh. Let's reach left arm up, finding an exalted warrior, a kneeling exalted warrior. Inhale back up into warrior two, and then exhale, coming into a kneeling extended side angle pose. Bring yourself upright, straighten that left leg. We're going to spin the left inner thigh up toward the ceiling. Left hand comes down onto your thigh. Right hand will reach up. We'll lean over again toward the left, sliding without pressure the left hand down your leg, coming into gate pose, Parigasana. Bring your hands down to the ground, and we're going to walk so that we are in the center of the long end of your mat. And then turn your left toes forward. We're going to ground down into right hand, and inhale, reach left hand up toward the sky. And as you exhale, weave your arm behind the right, reach to the front of your mat. Let's inhale up, exhale and reach. Inhale up, and then exhale and reach. Good. Bring your left hand down to the ground. Walk toward the right, turning toward the long end, or turning toward the front of your mat. And then set your hips down on your heels, your forehead to the ground. A deep breath in through your nose. A long, slow exhale. Coming up again onto all fours. We're going to cross the legs in behind and come to seated. You can move your blanket out of the way here, and then bring your feet onto the ground at the edges of your mat. I'm going to windshield wipe the knees from side to side. Good. So the next time that your left knee or your left leg drops over toward the left, you're going to turn toward the left side of your mat. You're going to have your shin in line with the long end of your mat in a 90-90. We'll have the right knee coming straight out from the hip, and then you'll have your shins in a 90-degree angle with your knees. If that's hard on the knees, just pull the feet in slightly. We'll bring your hands onto the ground on either side of your left leg, so one by the knee, one by the hand. We're going to inhale and lift up through the chest, pull in through your low back, and as you exhale, just bend your elbows and come down. As you inhale, soften through your neck, lift up, and then exhale, lower it down. Inhale, soften your neck, coming up, and then exhale, we'll come down. Bring your forearms around onto the ground and allow yourself to soften here into a stretch. If the ground feels really far away, you can always use a block or a blanket or a bolster underneath your forearms, or you can keep your hands on the ground. Bring your hands onto the ground, lifting yourself up. I'm going to take left forearm down onto the ground. So the back of your mat is at the back of your mat. And now you're going to bring your right arm into some nice big arm circles. So let's do 5 in one direction. And then 5 in the other direction. Wonderful. Bend your right knee, catch onto your right foot. You want to press your knee toward the bottom or toward the top of your mat. Press your hip forward and bring your shoulder back. A little bit of a quad stretch here. And bring yourself up to center. And then we're going to just drop in the other direction. I'm going to turn around so you can see me. But your right shin is going to be in line with the long end of your mat, your left knee just out from your hip. Hands come onto the ground on either side of your right leg. So one by the knee, one by the hand. And then pull your low back in, lift through your chest. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows, lower your belly down. Soften through your neck. Let's inhale, push up. And then lift through the chest, pull the low back in, exhale, come down. Soften the neck, inhale, up. And this time, as you exhale down, bring your forearms around and rest your forearms either on the ground or on a bolster, block, or blanket for support. Bring your hands onto the ground, push yourself upright. And now you're going to bring your right forearm onto the ground at the back of your mat. And let's do those nice big arm circles again. So 5 in one direction. And then 5 in the other direction. Good. Let's catch on to the left foot and then press your knee to the bottom of your mat. Press your hip forward and then bring your shoulder back. Releasing this. Bring yourself back up to center. Let's windshield wipe the knees again from side to side. Excellent. Bring your feet onto the ground in front of you and then lower down onto your back. Feet are going to come in nice and close. Hands will be beside your body. Let's turn palms down toward the ground. Press your feet into the ground. Tuck your tailbone and then nice and slow lift your hips away from the ground. And then let's lower them down again. Once again, give your tailbone a tuck, lift your hips up, and then lower them down. We're going to add the arms. So as you lift the hips, arms are going to come up alongside your ears. As you lower the hips, lower the arms. Again, lift the hips, lift the arms, lower the hips, lower the arms. And then last one, lift the hips, lift the arms. Keep the hips lifted, bring the arms back, maybe interlacing your hands underneath your body. Drawing the shoulder blades together, press into your feet, lift your hips up a little bit higher. Option here to have what I like to call 1980s Barbie arms. You're going to push into the backs of your arms and use that to support the shoulders as you get your legs nice and strong. You can engage your glutes here. Lift your hips up. In fact, you should be. Let them do some of this work. And then nice and slow, lower down. Good. You can windshield wipe again your knees from side to side. Bring your knees up to center. Let's bring both knees in toward your chest. Do some hip circles or knee circles, I guess these are in one direction. And then some knee circles in the other direction. Good. Drop your knees over toward the left. Reach your right arm out into a T or a cactus. Heavy through your right shoulder, heavy through your legs. Float your knees up to center. Drop them over to the right. Grounding back through your left shoulder, heavy through your knees. Heavy through your shoulder. Bring your knees up to center. I don't know how effective, you can take your knees in circles, how effective the Zoom background noise remover is, but if you hear sort of a loud sound in the background, it is a train going by. I do live in a small town with trains frequently going by. Welcome to Saskatchewan, hey? Excellent. You can bring your knees down onto the ground. We're going to move into Shavasana now. So your final relaxation, if there's anything else you feel like you need to do before moving into your final relaxation, take that time now. You can straighten your legs, let your feet relax out to the side. Bring your hands beside your body, turn your palms up toward the sky. You are welcome to close your eyes here. I'm going to come up to sitting. I'll let you know when it's time to come out of Shavasana. So all you need to do is relax as much as you are able to right now. So scan through your body and just notice if there's anywhere that you're creating or holding on to tension that maybe you could let go of. So check in with the back of your throat. Are you creating tension with the breath? Soften that tension. Soften your jaw. Soften around and behind your eyes. What about your shoulders? Can you let them soften and relax? Relax your belly, low back. Let your legs feel really heavy. Giving your body this opportunity to rest and to integrate our little practice today. You are more than welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. If you feel ready to move on with your day, you can begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe some wrist circles, some ankle circles, turning into stretches. When you feel ready, you can bend your knees and bring your feet onto the ground and roll yourself over onto your side. Take a moment here. And then gently pressing into your top arm, your top hand. Bring yourself all the way up to sitting, and we'll find that tall seat that we started the class in. So cross-legged or otherwise, you can bring your hands onto or into your lap. You're welcome to close your eyes or soften your gaze down toward the floor. And take a moment here to notice how you feel. So how is your breath flowing? How's your energy? How does your physical body feel? How do you feel emotionally? If you set an intention for your practice today, now would be a great time to check in with how that went for you. And perhaps there's some part of this intention that you can carry forward off the mat rather than leaving your yoga here, bring it with you out into your day-to-day interactions and experiences. So set the intention to bring something with you, whatever it may be, a sense of peace, a sense of grounding, a sense of presence. Share it with others. Bring your hands together at your heart. Take a moment here of gratitude toward yourself for taking time today for your practice. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an incredible day.